Hey guys, Bullshit here. We're here for another Lost Pages. Before I start anything, that desktop is a no go. I only used it like twice, but thing is, it wasn't mine in the first place. So there's gonna be holes in that idea. So we're probably gonna have a hard time having ideas of what to do. Because in the next few months, I have to save up for car insurance and also paying for a car. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about laptop or like just having getting a computer in general. I mean, I do have a mouse, so I just need to worry about a keyboard. Well, hold on. Actually, never mind. My TV's actually got a connector to things. So basically, it's just keyboard and tower. So keyboard will be pretty easy. It's just I need to worry about a tower, which is gonna be a good $1,000 if I want to get a good one. Anyhow, that's basically the problem with that. Um, Stick around today. I will be having a third video to make up for yesterday. So, and also, if you guys don't realize, I didn't do Slayaway Camp. I didn't have the time this weekend to finish it. Um, and that game doesn't interest me as much, but I will finish it. We're in the NC-17 levels, and I think there is some more movies to deal with. But anyhow, after those done, I'm not dealing with them anymore. Um, we probably got a few parts left. And then I can actually play Batman for once. I had so many clips from me just playing constantly because I love that game. Um, but anyhow, so to make up for the extra content needing, I will be doing basicallys or in a nutshells or lost pages. But today we're doing the freaking last pages of sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street. This one's gonna be a pretty quick one. So basically, I'm gonna avoid the apparent reboot where basically Freddy was he did things with the kids from the elementary he was during reboot. But this one, I think they suggested, but don't fully say he did it. But anyhow, I think he tortured kids more than anything in the old one. I can be wrong about it. But basically, he did something that the adults got so mad of the neighborhood that he was known as the Springwood Slasher. Um, they let him go lawfully. He was let go, but the town wanted to get justice, so they lit him on fire, and he burned down with his base of operations. But with the burning, his skin was melted, and he was stuck with a fedora, a sweater, and the glove that he used to torture kids with. Um, but right before he like completely died, the spirits of like I think the nightmare realm, I'm gonna say, came to him and said, I think they're called dreams spirits, but they basically said, we will make you basically a god of the nightmare realm if you accept terms. And he accepted, so he became Freddy Krueger, the monster of the true monster of nightmares. And basically, whatever he did to them in nightmares became real in real life. And because of the restrictions of his powers, he was stuck on whoever was in Elm Street. Um, and he basically killed people in their sleep, made them dream that they would either kill themselves or he killed them, and it actually happened. It looked paranormal in several kills. But basically, this went on for several of the films. But it was the fifth one, I believe. It was the fifth or the fourth one that it's revealed that he has a daughter, and it's because that he had a wife. He killed the wife after he sent his daughter away. killed the wife. His daughter went down, found out that her mom was dead, and also seen that kids were getting tortured or whatever he was doing that made him that. I think it was just because he was the killer of kids. That's probably why. But anyhow, because of that, she was put into mental. But because she was way too young, she didn't know that she was a Krueger. Basically, the entire movie was this one guy was like a quarter of the way through thinking he was the son of Freddy, but then he's like, "Who said I had a son?" He said like he let him know that he did have a kid, but it still didn't do it. But he was the connection, with his daughter around. She was the connection to the world he needed to make everywhere a Nightmare on Elm Street. But she ended up finding the way to kill him, which is basically if someone were to grab onto him and wake up, he becomes a living being again, which he does not have powers, but he does have inhuman strength. The other thing is to make him no longer a nightmare is if people aren't scared of him anymore. No one believes that he is something that is to be feared, and he basically becomes powerless. The thought of Freddy Krueger is the reason why he becomes powerful, which is explored in Freddy versus Jason, where basically, I'm going to throw Friday the 13th in here. So basically, Mrs. Voorhees has a deformed child named Jason Voorhees. He's basically so deformed that when they go to a summer camp and she's like, I think she was a cook or a lawnskeeper, and the counselors didn't watch over what they were doing and rather have summer sex. And well, all the other kids threw him in. He didn't know how to swim, so he drowned. Mrs. Voorhees tried to help him, but she was too late. Years later, she finally starts getting revenge on the counselors and whoever comes to Camp Crystal Lake. But then the last surviving girl, known as like the last girl, ends up killing Mrs. Voorhees. But Jason is alive. He did not drown. He washed onto shore. And he sees the girl kill his mom. And because of this, he becomes completely deranged and crazed. And he goes on a killing spree, starting with the girl that killed his mom. He's still super deformed, so just seeing the face makes people scared. So he goes on a huge killing spree, but he only can be... Well, actually, no, he's alive, and then he ends up dying. But he's resurrected. But he normally does the spree on the 13th. That's why it's Friday the 13th. But anyhow, basically all that happens, and then he ends up dying, getting put to rest again, and Freddy ends up searching hell to find Jason, and he's like, actually, it was at the end of Jason Goes to Hell. He ends up grabbing Jason's mask. He finds his soul in hell, and he's like, you know what? I can use you. He uses Jason as a scaring method. That way, it looks like Freddy is back, which puts terror back in Elm. Which, with that, how much terror Jason's making, it makes Freddy more powerful and more extended, almost like how his daughter was. But someone does end up waking up with him, right next to him. And basically they just do a whole like fight scene with Jason and Freddy. When Jason's inside the dream realm, he is powerless because Freddy can just make him back to being that child that ended up drowning. And he uses water to scare Jason. A lot of people say that Freddy is scared of fire, but he really wasn't too scared. But anyhow, basically in the end, Jason is a killing machine more than Freddy is, but because of Freddy's powers, he somehow finds a way to get back into the nightmare realm before he is completely killed and pulls Jason back into an endless nightmare. And then, of course, to end the Jason story, basically he is found. His body is found that's not completely reanimated. It's frozen over centuries into the future, where there's revival tech. They basically find Jason, bring him back to life. He starts killing on a spaceship. But nanobots attached to him, and he becomes Jason X, which is the metal Jason, which is more high tech and resilient to anything. And he tries to kill and go back to the headquarters. And that is it for Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.